ሰላም ወደ ማትስ አካዳሚ ቲዩብ ቤተሰቦች እንዲሁም የቻናሌ ቤተሰብ ያልሆናችሁ ይህንን ቪዲዮ ለምታዩ በሙሉ nth term of a sequence and arithmetic sequence በተመለከተ ፓርት 1 ላይ ወደ 10 የሚሆኑ ጥያቄዎችን ሰርቼ ለቀቄላችኋለሁ። ያላያችሁ ገብታችሁ ማየት ትችላላችሁ። በዚህ ቪዲዮ ደግሞ sum of arithmetic sequenceን በተመለከተ ጥያቄዎችን ከሰፊ ማብራሪያ ጋር ይዤላችሁ ቀርብ ያለሁኝ። አብራችሁን ቆዩ። If an is a sequence such that the first term is 2 and the n plus 1 term is equals to the nth term plus 4 for all n greater than or equals to 1, then the sum of the first 35 terms is equal to how much? So this sequence is sequence በመጀመሪያ arithmetic sequence ነው። Okay, it's arithmetic sequence because the first term a1 is 2 and the n plus 1's term is equals to the n's term plus 4. ለምንድን ነው arithmetic ነው ያልኩት? This is the information that tells us it is an arithmetic. ምን ማለት ነው? The difference between the consecutive terms is a constant. ከዚህ ምን እንረዳለን? The n plus 1's term minus the preceding term is 4 ማለት ነው። So this number is the common difference. ይሄ የሚነግረን the difference between the consecutive terms is 4 ማለት ነው። So from this ምን አለን ማለት ነው? The first term is 2 and the common difference is 4. So ይሄ ካለን ቀጣይ ምን ብቻ ነው የሚያስፈልገን? The formula for the sum of the arithmetic sequence. So the sum of the arithmetic sequence, the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence, formula n over 2 into the first term plus the nth term ሲሆን በሌላ አገላለጽ ደግሞ sn can be written as n over 2 into 2 times a1 plus n minus 1 times d ብለን እንጠቀማለን። Okay, so አሁን ወደ ጥያቄው ስመለስ the sum of the first 35 terms, the sum of the first 35 terms sometimes በዚህ ሲምቦል እንጠቀማለን። S35 is the same as this sigma notation. So this is the same as based on this formula, this is the same as 35 over 2 into 2 times the first term, which is 2, plus 35 minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, common difference አለን፣ first term አለን። So ይሄ ምን ይሆናል? 35 over 2 into 4 plus this is 29. I mean this is 34. 34 times 4 is 136. Okay, so this becomes 35 over 2 times 140. So by 2 it's 70, by 2 it's 1. So this becomes 35 times 70. So whenever we multiply this thing, we will get 2,450. So the sum of the first 35 terms in this sequence will be 2,450. So our answer is C. If an is an arithmetic sequence with the first term 5 and the fifth term is 21, then the partial sum of the first 20 terms is how much? So ምንድነው እዚህ ጋር የተሰጠን? ይሄ arithmetic sequence ነው። The first term is 5 and the fifth term is 21 ተብለናል። sequence arithmetic ነው ተብለናል። first term is 5, fifth term is 21 ተብለናል። so this is given. The required thing is the sum of the first 20 terms, which is given by this symbol. Sometimes we can express this by S20. Okay, so first term አለን ሌላ ምን ያስፈልገናል? common difference ያስፈልገናል. We get the common difference from this. So the fifth term is equals to the first term plus 5 minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, already this means the first term is 5 plus 4 times the common difference is 21. Okay, fifth term first term plus 4 times d. So 5 plus 4d 21 ነው ማለት ነው. So from this 4d becomes 21 minus 5, which is 16. So 4d becomes 16, which means d becomes, dividing both sides by 4, the common difference becomes 4. So first term አለን, common difference አለን. አሁን ምን ማድረግ እንችላለን? S20, the sum of the first 20 terms. Okay, the sum of the first 20 terms, okay, or S20 is given by 20 over 2 into 2 times the first term plus 20 minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, you can calculate እናደርጋለን. So this becomes 10 into 10 plus 19 times 4 is 76. So this becomes 10 times 86. The result is 860. So the sum of the first 20 terms is 860. Therefore, our answer is C. The sum of the first 3 consecutive terms of an arithmetic sequence AN with all the terms positive is 9. Every terms of this arithmetic sequence are positive. And the question says the sum of the first 3 consecutive terms of this arithmetic sequence is 9. Okay, let me put the information properly. Let A1, A2, A3 are our first consecutive terms. A1, A2, and A3 are the first consecutive terms. So the sum of these 3 consecutive terms is 9. Okay, say A1 plus A2 plus A3 is 9. Okay, and the sum of their squares is 35. ሌላኛው ምንድነው የተባልነው? The sum of their square, A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square is 35 ተብለናል. So based on this information, we are asked to describe the sum Sn of the first n terms. We are asked to describe the partial sum of the first n terms. So we need to put this thing properly. ይሄንን ወስደውና properly describe አድርገው. A1 is the first term, and A2, in place of A2 I can write A1 plus the common difference. Okay, in place of A3 you can substitute A1 plus 2 times D. So this is equals to 9 የተባለ. The sum of the first n terms is 9 ስለሚል so ይሄ እንዴት ሊጻፍ ይችላል? This can be written as 3 times, collecting like terms, 3 times A1 plus 3 times D is equals to 9. Okay, so over 3 ብናደርግ ይሄ ምን ይሰጠናል ማለት ነው? A1 plus the first term plus the common difference is 3 እንላለን። ይሄንን እንደ አንድ ኢኩዌሽን እንያዝ። ኦኬ፣ ሌላው መርሳት የሌለብን A1 plus D A1 plus D በA2 መተካትም እንችላለን። say this is equation 1. ኦኬ፣ ወደዚህ እንመጣለን ደግሞ A1 square plus a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square is 35 ተብለናል። Okay, this is 35 ተብለናል። so ይሄ ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? a1 square plus በa2 ቦታ okay በa2 ቦታ ምን ማስገባት እንችላለን? a1 plus d ያ ማለት ምንድነው ማለት ነው? 3 ነው ማለት ነው። a2 is 3 ይሄን አግኝተናል። plus a3 is written as a3 ን እንዴት ልንጽፍ እንችላለን? a1 plus d a1 plus 2d I mean a1 plus 2d the whole square is equals to 35 so እዚህ ጋር አሁን ምን እናደርጋለን? a1 square plus 9 plus ይሄንን እንደገና ምን ብለን እንጽፍ እንችላለን? a1 plus d plus d the whole square is equals to 35 2d ን እንደዚህ መበተን ይቻላል so that a1 plus d በሚለው ቦታ ከዚህ 3 ወስደን እንተካለን so a1 square plus 9 plus 3 plus d the whole square is equals to 35 አሁንም ይሄ ኢኩዌሽን ሁለት ቫሪያብል አለው a1 እና d ስለዚህ እዚህ ኢኩዌሽን 1 ውስጥ a1 plus d 3 ስለሆነ a1 3 minus d ይሆናል so in place of a1 ምን ማስገባት እችላለሁ? 3 minus d the whole square plus 9 plus 3 plus d the whole square is equals to 35 አሁን ይሄንን እንበትናለን so this means 9 minus 6d plus d square plus 9 አለን እዚህ ጋር again this means 9 plus 6d plus d square ይሆናል is equals to 35 okay ወደዚህ ጋር እንምጣና so collecting like terms d square plus d square becomes 2d square d square plus d square becomes 2d square plus minus 6d by positive 6d will be eliminated 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27 is equals to 35 so this becomes 2d square is equals to 35 minus 27 which is 8 dividing both sides by 2 d square becomes 4 if d square is 4 d becomes plus or minus 2 እዚህ ጋር ግን ምን ተብለናል? all the terms in this sequence positive መሆን አለባቸው ይላል so ሁሉም ተርሞች ፖዚቲቭ የሚሆኑት d ፖዚቲቭ ሲሆን ብቻ ነው so we take d is equals to positive 2 only okay d positive 2 ከሆነ a1 ን ደግሞ ከዚህ ጋር ከኢኩዌሽን 1 መተን እናገኛለን a1 plus d is 3 ስለሚል so a1 ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? a1 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው we have these two information a1 ካለ common difference ካለ partial sum describe ማድረግ እንችላለን so the partial sum of the arithmetic sequence is n over 2 into 2 times the first term plus d times n minus 1 okay ይሄ ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? n over 2 into 2 plus 2n minus 2 okay እቺ minus 2 በፕላስ 2 ትጠፋለች so ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? 2n square over 2 ይሆናል so result 2 ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? n square so the sum of the first n terms in this sequence is n square a business associate gets a net profit of 3,000 at the end of each month just after the 5th year its amount was 230,000 what was the starting amount of the business in birr so this business associate gets 3,000 every month means they will get 12 times 3,000 every year which means 36,000 birr they get 36,000 net 36,000 birr every year. Okay, this is the amount every year. So the amount after 5 years will be 5 times 36,000, which is 180,000 birr. This business associate earns a net profit of 180,000 by the end of the 5th year. So currently they have 230,000 and the net profit is 180,000. Therefore, the starting amount will be the total money minus the net profit will be the starting amount of money, which is 50,000. So 50,000 birr was the starting amount of money for this business. So our answer will be B. If A1 is 2, A2 is 6, A3 is 10, and so on, then the sum of the first 100 term is how much? So in this question, we have some sequence. The first term is 2, the second is 6, the third is 10, the fourth is 14. We can see that there is a constant gap between the consecutive terms. The first term is 2, therefore the common difference is 4. The difference between the consecutive terms is 4. So the question is, we are asked to calculate the partial sum of the first 100 terms. Okay, so I prefer to use this S notation. So the sum of the first 100 terms means using the formula Sn is equals to n over 2 into 2 times A1 plus n minus 1 times g. Okay, you can use this formula, so I'm going to use it 100 in place of n, use 100 over 2 times the first term plus 100 minus 1 times 4. So this means 50 times 4 plus 99 times 4, which is 50 times 4 plus 396, 50 times 400, which is 20,000. So the sum of the first 100 terms in this sequence is 20,000. Every day, a person saves 5 cents more than the amount he saved on the previous day. His target is to save the total amount of 3,225 cents by the end of 30 days. How much cent must be the starting saving to meet the target? So this person is saving 5 more cents than what he saved before the previous day. So this is the saving amount has a pattern of an arithmetic sequence. So we consider the common difference is 5. Okay, the total amount of money that he saved in all these days, in these 30 days, is 3,225. So we use this formula to calculate the starting amount. The first day, what is the amount he had? So we use this formula. This is the same as 30 over 2 into 2 times A1 plus 30 minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, so this becomes 15 times 2 times A1 plus 29 times 5. Okay, so this means 15 times 2A1 plus 145. Okay, so this becomes, you can write like this, 3225. Now you can make, or you can divide both sides by 15. Okay, so So we get 3225 by 15 is 215, which is equals to 2a1 plus 145. So 2a1 becomes 215 minus 145, which is 70. So 2a1 is 70, means a1 becomes 35. So the first day this person have 35 cents. A certain meeting hall has 20 rows of seats. There are 20 seats in the first row, 22 seats in the second row, 24 seats in the third row, and so on. How many seats are there in the last 20th row of the hall? Okay, so there is a certain hall containing 20 different rows. On the first row there are 20 seats. The second row there are 22 seats. The third row 24, and so on. So we are asked the number of seats on the 20th row. So if we see the patterns of these numbers, the difference between the consecutive terms is constant. So you can assume this as a first term, and the common difference, the difference between the consecutive terms is 2. So the first term is 20, the common difference is 2, so that we can determine the number of seats on the 20th term. So the number of seats on the 20th term is equals to the first term plus 20 minus 1 times the common difference, right? The common difference. So this means the first term is 20 plus this is 19 times the common difference. The result will be 20 plus 38, which is 58. So there will be 58 seats on the 20th row. So our answer will be B. What is the sum of all multiples of 3 between 20 and 200? So the question is finding the sum of all multiples of 3 between these two numbers. Okay, so to mention some of the terms, the first number is 21, which is a multiple of 3. The next multiples of 3 is 24, 27, and so on. And the last number will be 198. You can check that 198 is divisible by 3. So we can see that these are sequence which is an arithmetic sequence. So these terms are an arithmetic sequence, so that you can assume a1 or the first term as 21, the second term as 24, and the common difference is 3, and the last term is, say this is an is 198. Okay, so we don't know how many terms are. So to know the number of terms in this interval, we use the formula an is equals to a1 plus n minus 1 times d. So our an is 198, which is the same as 21 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. This means 198 is equals to 21 plus 3n minus 3. So this is the same as 18 plus 3n. So 3n becomes 198 minus 80, which is 180. So over 3, the value of n becomes 60. So this 60 means there are 16 numbers which are, so this 60 tells us there are 60 numbers which are a multiple of 3 between 20 and 200. So now the question is finding the sum of all terms. Okay, we have 60 terms, which are a multiple of 3. So S60 becomes 60 over 2 times the first term plus 60 minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, we use the sum of the arithmetic sequence formula. So this becomes 30 times 42 plus this is 59 times 3, which is 177. Okay, so this becomes 30 times 219. The product of these two becomes 6,570. Okay, so the sum of all multiples of 3 between 20 and 200 will be 6,570. So number 19 also similar with 18. Here, what is the sum of all multiples of 4 between 30 and 301? So what do we do here? The multiples of 4 between 30 and 301 is 32 is the first number, which is a multiple of 4, then 36, 40, 44, and so on. The last number will be 300, which is a multiple of 4. So you can see that these numbers are arithmetic. If we see the pattern, we can see that an arithmetic sequence, so that we can assume the first term as 32, the common difference 4. So to know the total terms, we can say this is the nth term. Okay, so the nth term is equals to the first term plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So we can get the total number of terms. So 300 is equals to 32 plus n minus 1 times 4. This means 32 plus 4n minus 4, which is 4n plus 28 is equals to 300. So 4n becomes 300 minus 28, which is 272. Now dividing both sides by 4, n becomes 68. So this n tells us there are 68 terms between 32 and 301. I mean, there are 68 terms between 30 and 301, which are multiples of 4. So now the question is the sum of all these multiples of 4. So S68 becomes 68 over 2 into 2 times the first term plus 68 minus 1 times the common difference. This becomes 34 times 64 plus this is 67 times 4, which is 268. So here it becomes 34 times 332. So the product of these two number will be 11,288. So the sum of all multiples of 4 between 30 and 301 is 11,288. If the arithmetic mean between A and B is 1 minus A plus B, then which of the following is B in terms of A? Here, what is given? Two numbers are given, A and B. Okay, so the arithmetic mean between of A and B is given. So the arithmetic mean for these two terms is 1 minus A plus B. Okay, so always the arithmetic mean for two number is the average of the two number. So it's always between the two numbers, so we can assume this is a plus b over 2 will give us the arithmetic mean, which is 1 minus a plus b. So this implies a plus b will be 2 minus 2a plus 2b. You can use crisscross. Now let's collect like terms. A plus 2a is equals to 2b minus b. This implies 3a is equals to 2 plus b. So taking this 2 to the left, so it becomes 3a minus 2 is equals to b. So b in terms of a can be expressed as 3a minus 2. Okay, so our answer will be B.